Today is November 1st, 2024, and today, as Friday, we are going to attempt, when I say attempt, we're going for it. We're going to try to go over the Sanibel Causeway on bike. Hopefully they won't have that sign there. There won't be police enforcement. We're going to try. So, I got everything like I should. Just do final preparations here. Get out of the car. Got the tires pumped up. I got everything well oiled. The brakes are looking great. And got all the cameras. I got my proper shoes, my proper glasses, everything. I'm not leaving anything to chance. What I don't have is the knowledge of Sanibel. All right, ready? Yeah. Both tires are at 65 psi. Freshly inflated this morning, so we'll see. The back tire is brand new, but it is leaking air already. Front tire did not leak any air. It was at 60, so I put 5 more in. Both of them are feeling extremely rigid and nice. And it's not sounding too good. Let me see. All right, gears are set. I have to. These gears aren't perfect. It's off by one. The highest gear is off by one. It's ridiculous, but so I'm not driving at. I'm not driving at 24th gear. I'm driving 23rd, 3rd gear. Wow, but that's all right. Sanibel factory stores. Passing it right now on the right. So over 60% has been completely knocked down and bulldozed. There's no trace of it. The 40% that's left has totally been gutted and it's ready for the final demo. So that's what's interesting is going on here. The morning was beautiful. It's a little after 9 o'clock right now. I wanted to get out early, but on the same token, I don't want to go over too early. For one, you can't go over the bridge on bicycle from dusk to dawn. So I wanted to make sure there was enough room between me and dawn, because it is pretty dangerous bicycling down Summerlin. So I need to give myself some extra leeway time. And looking at traffic, there's a lot of traffic heading to Sanibel right now. Doesn't look that good. There's a Kubota. I want one. That Kubota there, I think it's either a 1 or a 2 ton. If it's a 2 ton, that's $1,500. If it's a 1 ton, it's $1,000 for shipping. You have to get it from the port of San Diego. You have to pay the import fees, which is like $600 plus shipping. Now, when I drove by here on the left-hand side, these are old cattle pen in the 1920s. I mean, this metal has been replaced, but a lot of these posts you could recognize, they're just like trees that were cut down somewhere. Not even really milled. They're just kind of like thrown together. Some of these posts date back to the 1920s when they had cattle pens. Hello, morning. Morning. So they used to corral cattle here when they had cattle drives. Summerlin obviously wasn't here in the 1920s, talking 100 years ago. And they would corral on the left-hand side. And sometimes when it was high tide, the cattle had to stand in 2 inches of water, but the soil there was really rich. And there was no mangroves there, of course. That's when it was... Okay, now this is a question. Should I bicycle on this side of the road or that side? I'm going on this side. I know it sounds dangerous, but because there's kind of a funky construction going on ahead. It says right-of-way traffic. Yeah, I hear you now. I may cross over further down. The same thing going over the Cape Coral Bridge. It says ride with traffic, but it's so dangerous to ride with traffic going towards Cape Coral that I ride against traffic going to Cape Coral, and then I ride with traffic leaving Cape Coral, over the Cape Coral Bridge. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, right now this is pretty enjoyable. Which means on the way back, of course, I'm coming the same way, so. Looks like they're working up here, so I'm going to have to transfer over. And because traffic pretty much came to a standstill on the other side of the road, it's not as bad. Yeah, I see that excavator working, so. Overall, it's beautiful outside. It's about 78 degrees, so it's not exceptionally chilly, but it's getting there. Got sunblock on. So this is nice here. This is nice and wide. So I love this area. The problem is, there's no shoulders. There's a turning lane, which allows a little flexibility for me, but there's no shoulders. Coming back, I don't know what, I'll have to bicycle on the other side of the road. I don't know how I'm going to get back through this construction zone. So now I'm going to wait for a break in traffic. See, coming back, there's no shoulder. I mean, so I don't know how I'm gonna get back. Oh, I was gonna say, it looks like after this car, but no, it's not gonna happen. There's no shoulder at all. So this is eating up camera time. All right. I pumped up the tires. Each pedal stroke will be a good pedal stroke. So they're going to have to give me a wide berth here. Now, if I do see no bicycles allowed on the causeway, I'm going to have to heed that sign. So we'll see. And if I have to heed that sign, then I'm going to have to go to Fort Myers Beach. No cash. And that's a problem, because when they say no cash, what they really mean is this ticket by mail thing. They can put whatever price they want on it. I mean, personally, they should put a shoulder on this road. It's very dangerous. I mean, this is a little tiny shoulder, but still. Past that impasse. I think there's another one like this coming up because they're working. Some of the road up here got washed out. And they're working. You know, to me, I think this is a major artery. I think they would fix this stuff like in a weekend. But I mean, I was here a week ago, and it looked like they weren't working. You think they would work at night a couple days in a row. This is not the rainy season. There's no lightning, there's no rain, there's no hurricane to worry about. It's not. It's after rainy season. And there's no bugs anymore at night because the northern winds blew them away, and it gets into the 60s at night. Mosquitoes don't really bite. There's that kabuta again. It's either that's the same kabuta or people are buying a lot of kabutas. to buy a Kabuto for a job that I have to do on homes. I got some trees I need to rip up, where a Kabuto would make small order of that, short order, and then I have some tree stumps and an irrigation system to put in at one of my other homes that would make short order of that. Now these A-frames coming up on the left-hand side. I guess I forgot to talk about the mangrove back there, but it was like back where Shell Point bisects Summerlin. The mangrove looked like it was cut 2 feet above mean high tide, and all the debris was twisted and piled up by that fence. And because nobody went in there with a chainsaw and did that. Just like here, all the mangrove is stripped because the wave action actually ripped this mangrove to shreds. These A-frames on the other side of the road, both the ground floor and the first floor above ground, completely destroyed. It's only the top bungalow area of each one of these A-frames that still exists. To tell you the truth, I would love to buy one of those for a low price, of course. See, this is the second problem area. Not too bad. I'm not sure which side I'll have the bicycle back on, because that side there's one lane with no shoulder at all, so I may come back on this side. I mean, I'm bicycling about 12 miles an hour right now. Speed limit is 25. It looks like it's low tide right now, which is excellent because that means I can bicycle out on the beach. This road surface is about 10 feet above where the tide is right now. That's totally awesome. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. This area got pounded really good. A lot of mangrove that was here totally destroyed. But in its place, it left a built-up beach, which is a good thing. And I can see offshore there's a sandbar right now that's it's interesting. It is low tide, but there's a nice sandbar offshore. A lot of the terminal debris was sucked out and filled some of the voids out there in San Carlos Bay, and then sand piled along around it, and they formed nice looking sandbars, which could in the future turn into islands. This area got a lot of sand on the beach side. A lot. And during Hurricane Ian and Irma, this area lost a lot of sand, but now this area has gained a lot of sand. I don't know, I'm looking for no bicycles out on Causeway. I don't see it. And because I don't see it, I'm not stopping. So we'll see. Still don't see a problem with bicycling on the Causeway. We'll see. There could be a sign coming up. There could be a sign. I don't see a sign. And at this point, it's too late. If they have a sign, it's way too late. I have to be careful because I can't wreck my bike before I get onto Sanibel. Just hit that curb kind of hard. So I like traffic's going kind of slow. This is not worrying me. I don't see that sign here anymore. Alright, so normally with pylons like that, it's going to restrict those big trucks from sucking up the nails or glass. So I'm going to have to be on guard for money, for glass. Yeah. All right, so they got a lot of rock. I don't know where they got this basalt rock from, but there's a ton of it, and it's the stuff they make railroad tracks with. That was a big bolt on the side of the road. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but there's a little cat down there, forklift. It's pretty awesome. It looks like a same size as the Kabuta. So on my way here, I saw a Circle K that's out of business. Oh wow, they put a concrete retaining wall, break wall down here, and it's 2 feet thick. Wow, and it's about 6 feet above mean low tide. That's impressive. That bulkhead looks nice. Now I'm looking up at the Sanibel Coast, the first Sanibel Island. It's gorgeous. There's no vegetation on it, but Hurricane Helene and Milton took some of the sand away, but it's still pretty big. The nice thing about Hurricane Milton and Helene is that it pounded the sand. It took a lot of the air out. So the islands have been what's called reinforced, because those makeshift islands weren't compressed enough. And the two hurricanes, believe me, they compressed that sand, taking the air out. This is a good thing. I didn't eat much this morning. I had maybe just a quarter egg, if you call it a quarter, and I think 2 biscuits. That was, I didn't want to eat too much. I start gagging. They put big concrete piers to block boats that could potentially harm the bridge. They put it on this side. I don't see it on that side. That's interesting. Where the old drawbridge was, there's still channel. There's still like wooden channel piers, you want to call them, that try to direct boat traffic into the main passage. But they put 2 of these square concrete pylons, 2 huge ones, maybe about 20 feet long by 10 feet wide, at least 10 feet wide. It may be 15 by 30. I can't tell at this height. 2 of them to deflect boat traffic. All right, so coming up to the Causeway Island number 1, on the Gulf side, there's still a lot of erosion, more so now than ever before. On the bay side, they widened the this bridgehead. It looks like that they've widened it with the intent that they're going to put another bridge in here, which is an awesome idea. There still is a roundabout under the bridge. That's cool. And the bridge is kind of bumpy. I got to really be careful. But for the most part, all the money they spent here was completely wasted, and I don't see any. You know what? This island used to be 15 feet taller after Ian, literally, and Milton and Helene washed that all away. So I use my brakes a lot there. This is a dangerous area coming up. really keep my eye on the ground for the nails. It's clocking me. All right, 12 miles an hour. Sweet. So I got a bicycle over here because there's no shoulder on the road. The Sanibel Lighthouse is sticking out. I can't wait to look at the Sanibel Pier. At this distance, I don't see a Sanibel Pier, which is most interesting. I don't see it at all, but we'll see when I get there. So again, there's a lot of traffic. Here's a guy walking. Probably hit a nail or something, but his bicycle looks fine. He's just walking. I don't know, you're not allowed to do that actually, but still. There's another, it's not a Kubota, it's something else, but everyone wants these little tiny tractors. I actually want one that's gasoline powered. There's a barge carrying old, looks like bridge debris. They're probably dredging and picking up some of the, now the beach over here on this first island, it goes out twice as far from the road than it used to. So this is a significant development. On this side, the beach used to go way out, it's not. Hurricane Milton and Helene, it used to, they had a huge beach over here, but the looks like Helene and Milton took that sand away. I don't know where to put it. So they're putting a lot of, they're making breakwaters here out of all that rock. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm keeping one eye out. It's a lot of interesting stuff. And the trees that survived, look at that. It's the palmetto cabbage palms. They survived. I think they're palmetto palms. I call them palmetto cabbage because I get both of them mixed up. All right, now this is a problem coming up. I'm gonna have to veer into traffic lanes. I'm still driving on the Gear 23, so I'm going up an incline, and it's taxing me a little bit. I don't get too taxed going to Sanibel. Normally that's what I do. I ride on fumes, getting to Sanibel. Then taking rocks. Oh, they're actually taking rocks away from the pier that they built. Interesting. I guess they have plans. So yeah, the bridge has a lot of rock, glass, and nails on it. I'm trying to weave around them. I love the 65 PSI though. It's making bicycling that much more enjoyable. And I'll tell you, whether you have a racing bike or not, I don't like racing bikes because you have to stay on the pavement. I want a bicycle that I could go off lane. Like Sanibel's got a lot of dry trails right now. You want a mountain bike that has thick tube and thick outer tube, thick inner tube, thick outer tube to go on those trails. But you still need 65 PSI. You do. Minimum 60. Anything below 60, you feel it. That was a big bolt. All right, so this is Second Causeway Island. This Causeway Island used to be bigger than the first Causeway Island, and first glance, Hurricane Helene and Milton have taken a lot of this island away. This island, I would say, is about 20 to 30% smaller than what it used to be. Veer around traffic there. This is not too bad getting on the island. They have a little pier here, that didn't help anything. I mean, it retained the sand where the rocks were, but where the rocks were. And then, again, they had the sand here 15 feet high. They wasted $200 million. And what did it do? Absolutely squat nothing. They should have made the bridge, like I said, making the bridge continuous and making two 2 turnoff lanes, that would have fixed the problem. So on this side, it's a little bit shorter, maybe about 10 to 15 feet shorter. And on this side, so you need trees with roots. You need the Australian pines. They have tons of roots that would hold the sand. And you need a triple canopy here because bicyclists like myself don't want a bicycle in pure sunshine. We want some tree shadows. So far, so good. I'm glad that I saw another bicyclist though. It doesn't make me feel too bad bicycling over the causeway. And no other bicycle has passed me yet. So they're putting grass down. I think that's the stupidest thing, but oh well. I mean, let the causeway islands develop themselves. Putting grass down is just stupid. Oh well. Yeah, so Milton and Helene took away a lot of sand here. The sand was at least 15 feet higher on the right-hand side, the whole length of the island. So, well, that's how it is. Now, this is stupid. They made a water retention pond right here. A water retention pond. How dumb. Like, I mean, this is the Gulf of Mexico. You don't need a water retention pond on the island. That's dumb. Oh, man. See, these bridges, they need these holes in them so that the water exits the bridges. Sometimes during not a hurricane, but thunderstorms that occur during the summertime, enough water will rain out of the sky in a microburst. They'll put 3 inches of water on top of this bridge. And you need these holes over here to get that water off the bridge ASAP. And thinking about the contractors that did Estero Boulevard, I mean, those contractors were complete morons. And Fort Myers Beach is complete morons with going with their proposal to build drains in the road. They should have just built a big domed road to 3 feet higher than what it currently is to let that water flow off the road. I don't care if it flows onto private property. You want it off the road. Anyway, again, I would do things right for the long term, for the better of society. Whereas it seems like all these people in charge of the DOT and state and local governments, they're all stealing taxpayer money, and there's no recourse. There's no consequence to their bad actions. They waste $200 million. Now they're addicted like drug addicts. They want $200 million more to fix the problem they caused. That's silly. They should be sued and thrown in jail. I mean, if you swindle $2 or $3 million, the entire contracting company should be thrown in jail. They should, for 10 years. That's what they do in Russia. I mean, so you don't have those problems over there. Anyway. So far it's been so good. I don't see the sign yet on Sanibel. Sometimes there's a sign that says no bikes or pedestrians on causeway. Now that's the city of Sanibel imposing their corruption. I don't see it, but once you get a bicycle on the causeway, Sanibel has no more jurisdiction, so that's Lee County. So Lee County doesn't have a sign forbidding it, and their website says it's okay. Bingo, it's okay. Alright, so my first glimpse of Sanibel, all looks pretty much the same. I don't see anything standing out that's remarkably different. I see Sanibel did get, it looks like 6 inches of sand added to the top layer. There was a bicycle path going underneath this bridge right here. That got washed away a little bit. So that's the only evidence I've seen. Again, I don't know if it was Hurricane Milton or Helene, because I haven't come across for either of them. But that little bicycle path that went under the bridge is gone. All right, so here's the sign that would normally say no bikes on causeway. And, I don't know if it does or not, but there was a set of a policeman there too. So far, I don't see that much damage here. I mean, at the causeway, the mangrove was really wrangled. I don't see as much triple canopy as there was. So some of the stuff was cut back. Again, most of the stuff has been cleaned up. You're not going to see much evidence of hurricane damage. This, I mean, it's been like almost a month now. Was it November? So it hit in October, mid-October. So yeah, about 2 weeks ago. And it wasn't really, these weren't severe hurricanes per se. It was, I mean, Sanibel did get 8 to 10 feet of storm surge, but and the wave action right along the coast could have been 5 to 7 feet. But see, there's a pathway right inside there, a manual one, and it has a little bit of water on it. So I would say by next month, the water level will drop enough that bicycle path over there is available. You know, you want the water to drop all the way, and you want bicyclists to go in there and move the debris that they find. All right, so because the sun is coming up from the east, I kind of want to go to the lighthouse first, because I want to bicycle on the beach, and I don't want the sun in the camera. So we're going to have to make our way. We're going west right now. We want to make our way east. So this is interesting here. I'm going to make my way east right here. Thank you. I was that close to a road. Wonderful. Well, let me go to where the pedestrian walk is. Maybe the cars will yield to me there. I leaned at the wrong time. I had to roll off the road. Had to roll off the road. Alright, so now I'm coming up the pedestrian. Now that's a nice sitting bench there. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Alright. So Royal Shell, looks like they got some business going on, which is good. I see at least 2 real estate associate cars parked in their driveway. That's good. So the amount of cars driving on the island, again, this being a Friday, that's one reason why I want to get out here, because for one, I still want to see what the hurricane damage is, and 2, I want to see what the workday customer base / traffic is. Coming out on the weekends is different because it gets skewed with weekend warriors, weekend vacationers, and people coming from the mainland only because they consider $6 a bit of vacation expense. boat. So I guess the guy's inspecting all the cracks in the sidewalk, and there are many. The way they fix it is like this. They just put another layer of asphalt on top. That doesn't fix anything, but it hides the blemish. And a thicker asphalt layer over time will wear less. This bridge here was washed out though during Hurricane Ian, so the shoulders, the footing is still soft and it's still settling, and thus buckling. As you see here, it's still cracking and everything else, because they just did a quick job here. Sad, because this bridge should be raised another 10 more feet. If it was raised 10 more feet, the Sanibel Marina would sell more boats. I mean, they'd be able to sell some of these bigger boats. They can't even sell some of these big catamarans at Sanibel Marina or anywhere else, because even if you lower the main joist, you're going to have the main sail. It's still higher than the bottom of that bridge. So raising it 10 more feet would allow those powered catamarans to raise the sail when they get up and out into the San Carlos Bay. And those things sell for $1 million plus each. So, yeah. And you know what? And raising that bridge would raise the real estate values of all the real estate, because it would allow rich people, that more of an opportunity. And that's what they want. They want a house on the water, but they want their $1 million boat too. And they can't have their $1 million boat. Okay, so on the side of the road there was 2 wine coolers. This guy's holding a door. And I really want that door. He's holding a nice white, looks like a sliding door. Man, I can use that. Someone is using a metal pole there. He's holding up his hedge with it. So these are beautiful. Even all the foliage that was washed away. The lawns got a lot of saltwater intrusion. So there has only been extremely light, when I say light rain, there's been maybe 5 minutes of rainfall since Hurricane Milton and Helene. So the grass is going to die if you don't have your sprinkler system working full time. See, this is a weir here, so it kind of restricts the water coming in from this angle. And it looks like the tide is coming in. So it's a lower tide with the tide coming in. Okay, so Anchor Drive is the one with the bridge that goes to East Gulf Drive. These condos on the right-hand side, in 1979, they were $19,000 each. I should have bought the second floor and all of them. Within 5 years, the second floor was $50,000 each. Now the ground floor has been wiped out almost every single hurricane that goes by. So I'm kind of glad I didn't buy on the ground floor. And I can see people are still fixing this area. That's the problem, man. If you live on the ground floor, I can see most of the ground floor is still a problem. You're gonna have to live with that smell. I always wanted to live on Sanibel, but at this point, hello. At this point, I don't know, because so many hurricanes go by, and the city of Fort Myers basically restricts your rights as citizens to do what you want to do. And they don't just restrict them during and after the hurricane, which is understandable. They restrict them for like a year or two. And a lot of the harsh restrictions like curfew and other things, they're still in effect. And the oppressive police presence is causing locals that come on the island, and they're being harassed by them. They don't want to come here. They'd rather go to Fort Myers Beach, where the county police doesn't harass them as much. Lagoon Drive. I guess we passed Anchor Drive, but I don't see it. Hello. A lot of these people don't say hello because they're still upset at something. I don't know. So this shopping center, the Seahorse Shopping Center, at least that's what I call it. I don't know what it's called now. Seahorse Shops. It looks like all the businesses have reopened. On the right-hand side, these shops, there used to be a little convenience store in here. I'm just curious to see if it reopened. But the surf shop is open, and they got the Bell Bagels and Deli now hiring, now open. Okay, that's good. So it looks like Sanibel's making, at this point, there's still, I can still see there's a lot of contractors. Hello. There's still a lot of contractors on the island, but it looks like Sanibel, for these two hurricanes, got a little smarter, because the only way these economies are going to improve is you let people over the causeway. I don't care how destroyed the island is. Those people, even tourists, will help in ever so slightly manner in the restoration of everything. They will pick up a little garbage here, a little garbage there, and you know what? They will tell people, oh, the island's open. If you don't allow tourists on the island, you don't allow real estate people like myself on the island. Everybody talks to me, I'm going to say, no, it's still closed. And they're going to tell 25,000 other people. And you're going to have no people come to the island. I mean, this island is still deserted to the most part. Most of these apartment complexes, I only see 5% occupancy, which is ridiculous. These things can't stay afloat with that low. Okay, so a lot of the Australian pines here and a lot of the sea grape were affected big time. They were trimmed back significantly. This place, during Hurricane Ian, this place was hit tremendously hard. The elevators were destroyed in each building. Everything on the ground floor was destroyed and the second floor was destroyed. I see for sale signs everywhere. I only see, I see 1% occupancy, maybe two cars in this whole complex. Those were people living here. So these are probably seized by the government, and they're going to sell them again to an insider for next to nothing price. I wouldn't be surprised if this current illegal administration puts Haitians in here. I wouldn't put it past them. The same thing over here. This thing is owned by, and the reason why I say that is there's cars parked here that look like they live there, and they're slumming everything. They're not fixing anything anymore. You start seeing a lot of garbage all over the place. I know contractors do that, but some of those people from those illegal aliens, they throw the same stuff everywhere because they have, if you get something for free, you have. All right, so the beach is closed here. This is ridiculous. So, oh wow. So this is pretty sad. So I have to respect it. Terrible. So it looks like they got an extra foot of sand over there on the parking area. And this road over here, I can't tell, but I see a couple trucks over there. So a couple county trucks are parked over there enjoying themselves, obviously. These people that they hire to do work are not doing any work. They're just lounging out and fishing. But they have the right to go through these barricades because they work for the county or the city. Alright, so another bicycle is behind me, that's interesting. But you see, that's one less area where tourists can go to. I see absolutely no reason to restrict people from going to the beach there. None. You see, people are entering the island here, and they want to go to the beach. And everyone's saying, why is Periwinkle Way dead as a doornail in this part of the island? That's because the city of Sanibel doesn't post which beaches are still closed. They have like a 2-year-old website. They should be updating it daily with daily, like daily status report today. Beaches are closed. We are Sanibel and we don't want any tourism, and we are anti-resident, and F everybody, and you can sue us all you want, we'll sue you back. And personally, all the residents should sue the city of Sanibel. Because it's their policies that are killing everybody. You should have the right, if the city of Sanibel is decreasing your real estate value because they're preventing potential customers, as a customer, you don't have to be chaperoned with a real estate agent. You can come by yourself. And when the city of Sanibel prevents people from coming on the island, and they prevent them on certain areas of the island, it's ridiculous. So we're going to try to find our way onto the beach here. I'm thinking East Coast Drive would be the best. But I want to check out that little bridge. So instead of turning onto East Coast Drive coming up, we're going to go one street beyond, because there is that little bridge that was there. I want to see if it's still in effect. There's still a lot of pool cages which had screen around them I can see here that still haven't been rescreened. Like looking down that street, it's Contractor City. That could mean that area of Sanibel still has no power. I hear a generator off in the distance humming. But these businesses, Periwinkle Way, I can see electric light inside, and I can't hear generators, so I know that these poles here are energized, which is a good thing. But if you're off Periwinkle Way, that's a good question. Now, my clothes washing machine bit the dust yesterday. I think it's because the water pump motor got clogged with something. I'm going to take it apart this afternoon and find out what's going on. See this building here? I want to buy this building so bad. I do. Some people are there. This is one of the highest points on this side of the island. Sanibel Sea School, they own this. Well, they haven't been doing any business because, again, the city of Sanibel is restricting everything. I could use all this lumber, all that spare lumber. I need to build some seahorses to elevate some things temporarily. Use all of this. So some people are still making it. This is the first opportunity that they've been able to come to Sanibel and Captiva. So they're still, it's a rude awakening when you see your cherished $1+ million home destroyed, and knowing that you can't sell these things right now. So you'll have to take a 60% decrease in your value or more. Because right now, real estate prices after these 2 hurricanes have collapsed here in Sanibel. Alright, so the bridge is still here and it holds me. That's interesting. This bridge was built well. I built, when I was like 10 years old, I built a bridge over my creek. It held for the longest while until other kids in the neighborhood saw it, and you know how kids are. They get envious. They destroyed it. See, there's still debris piles on the side road here. People are still coming and cleaning up. This Glory Circle, this is another undervalued area on Sanibel. It's nice because you can exit the island, but you're in the Shell Harbor area. And it's in an area where, you need to raise your house because you're only 4 feet above mean high tide here. But, if you could raise your house to 12 feet, that's really the key here. So on stilts, the first floor is raised to 12 feet. 15 would be better. You're all right. See, look at this property right here on the right-hand side. You can see that there was a double wide mobile home here. So, and they built a pool, and the pool is green. You don't need a pool. They have the Gulf of Mexico out there. This used to be the cheap area to live in. Still is. It's still an undervalued area. I would recommend people want to buy on Sanibel. Check out that area. See all these doors removed. I have some. I see some doors in my house that match those. The thing about doors is that if you're handy with a saw and a planer, and you could caulk and you could slice the bottom area of the door off. Not the whole door. Just slice the piece of wood that's malformed, and then scrape a little bit, and then get a piece of wood. Just tack it in place, spackle it, paint it. You'd never know the difference. It looks just fine. You don't have to throw out that whole door. These places here, Teagle K, their pool got severely altered in terms of it's no longer level with the ground. It's got a 2 feet buckle, so one side is 2 feet higher than the other side. Obviously, you have to reset that pool, but a significant wave action undertook to move that pool like that. I mean, think about it. That pool with all that concrete probably weighs about 20 tons minimum, and there had to have been 7 to 9 foot wave action hit. Look at all these doors. Now, some of these doors are really warped. And I have the bicycle over here because, you know what? I could use a lot of this stuff. A lot of the refrigerator doors. These are perfectly good. These drawers that go in the refrigerator. It's amazing though how they opened the island up now after 2 hurricanes, but when Hurricane Ian came through, the island was closed for like a year and a half. That's ridiculous. So there was something over here on the left-hand side. Property's closed, yeah, obviously. So you have the free spaces, and then the Surf Rider Beach Club, which is over here on the left. One building survived Hurricane Milton and Helene. Now, just the pool remains. Wow, that's amazing. I tell you, if I could buy this land and put a casino in here, I'd elevate everything to 15 feet minimum, preferably 20. And I'd have a lazy river. Has to have a casino, that's for sure. And then I would get all these to build somewhere on the east end here of Sanibel, or maybe in Icelandia, or something that would have reasonably cheap food. I hear a lot of contractors. This Kinsey Island, they got the money. So we're only gonna go the East Gulf Drive to Sanibel and to the bridge. I'm not gonna videotape back over the bridge. That's too scary. Oh wow! See, getting rid of washers and dryers. I got my washer. I think the pump motor went on it, but everything else on my washing machine works. But of course, it doesn't drain and it doesn't fill. So the pump motor is either clogged. But I have another Maytag, and I think the pump motor works on that one. So I'm going to swap them out later on. First, I'm going to see if it's something like a loose wire or if it's clogged. That's easily detach it, clean it, plug it back in. No problem. But if it's more than that, I have another Maytag washing machine that's the same size, not the same model, but normally it has the same pump motor. So I can strip the pump motor out of that other one. Sad though, then that one would be toast, and put it in mine. But hey, if I could save $900, that's saving $900. There's a Caputo over there. Again, there's a lot of debris here. Hello. Oh, thank you. So when Hurricane Ian hit here, I noticed that there was tons of bicycles out. I'm not seeing tons of bicycles thrown out on the side of the road. This is Sanibel Arms. Again, the second floor has been boarded up, and it looks like it survived. The first floor, they would have got 10 feet minimum at this far back. The closer you get to the beach, you get 10 feet plus waves. So the waves probably crossed East Gulf Drive here and lost a lot of the wave height. because there's a little sink here, and the sink will take a wave out. So it looks like the second floor survived. The ones that we just passed, there's a lot of people living there, so they survived. And these here, these people are still living. Probably the first floor, but if you have, I guess these are multi-floor. I'm looking at their pool. Their tennis court survived. That's interesting. Sanibel Island West converted their. They only have one tennis court now, and they made, but it's not operational. They took the nets down. They made 4 pickleball courts where the one other tennis court was. Used to have 2 tennis courts. So again, these condos have no trespassing signs. This is completely stupid and ridiculous. I see some people, like workers that are working, like cleaners, but the sad thing about the Moorings is that this place used to have tons of fruit-bearing trees everywhere. All that foliage is gone. They just have the raw foliage, the bare raw foliage. So Sanibel Moorings is looking like it used to look like in 1982 when they were building it. Right, here's Song of the Sea. They got hit really hard during Ian, because they're like one of the first. Song of the Sea. I don't see a no trespassing sign, but just about all their vegetation is gone, and obviously they're still contracting, trying to fix it. So see, these doors are coming up, thrown out like this. And that was kind of gone. There's another Kubota tractor. Look at that, they took out one of the tennis courts and put in some pickleball, 4 pickleball. Tennis is a dying sport. You know, if they have one tennis court, that means forget it. Tennis is gone. So I haven't found an access point yet. This is the only access point there is. And it's Shell Harbor residents only. I'm not a resident, so I can't get out on the beach. This is terrible. Because if I get out on the beach and there's a policeman there, he says, okay, you have to be a resident. Show me your rental paper. You know, it's communism here. I hate that. So Tortuga Beach Club appears open. So if you want a vacation on Sanibel, the Tortuga Beach Club is open. That's a good sign. Hello. So Tortuga Beach Club is open, and it looks like Loggerhead Key is open, so that's good. You know, places that fix up their places right away, that's the proper management. You know, you take on the expense right now. You want to get this place open, especially right now. You could charge $300-400 a night, because a lot of contractors need to live on the island too. You know, and they don't want to commute long distances. So if you could open your place back up, contractors don't mind paying $400 a day because they're charging $1,000 a day. You know, that's how it is per person. You know, each one of these homes here. That's the problem with living on Sanibel. If your home is not built right, not built at least 15 feet above mean high tide, don't use the ground floor for anything except for parking your car, you're going to incur $200,000 in damage, easy, every hurricane. So the key is, here's an A-frame. It's amazing, but that survived. The same type of A-frame at Punta Rassa has practically been pulverized. There's 2 A-frames at Punta Rassa. So this is a house we just passed on the right-hand side, and it's beautiful. I was able to pump one of my pools clean. It only took about 2.5 hours to get it from black, totally black, to back to totally crystal blue clear again. And it's a saltwater pool. And after I turned the saltwater system back on, there's a sensor that tells you how much salt's in the pool, and it determined that there's enough salt. I was like, okay. Added some salt water, and it determined that there's enough salt water in the pool to continue. I got 2 extra bags of salt ready for it. But... Hello.
Morning.
So we're on Narita Street. This used to be the back way to get to 7-Eleven. Behind me. Morning. Morning. People are friendly in Sanibel Island. I mean, it's a nice little place. If you're going to buy a house and you can get it for a discount right now is the time to buy. You see these homes on the right-hand side and left-hand side? There are some older homes that are sea level. Now, again, the home's going to smell like salt water. You have to understand that's the way it's going to be. See this pool plumbing. There's a dry. See, there was some good tools there. There was a pressure washer hose there. There was a wet dry vac. Obviously, they were cleaning their pool. It didn't work out. They lost all that equipment. Somebody with lumber. That lumber looks like it was bought for Hurricane Ian. They haven't gotten around to fixing their place yet. So a lot of these homes, like that home there, on the left we're just passing, it was in the middle of being built during Hurricane Ian, and now it's like abandoned. All right, we're gonna see if we can get on the beach here. This is like the first real public access point. It's pretty sad. This road, though, the nice thing about the hurricanes is it really pulverized this road and made it rock hard. Okay, so the first glimpse of the beach, I could see that Milton and Helene added sand. Hello. So there's all contractors on the right, but on the left, these homes are raised high enough they escape most of the damage. I mean, the contractors are taking their time over here because they're enjoying themselves. They're charging $1,000 a day each per person, and they're enjoying beachfront accommodations for free. Yeah, it's that sad, but you're paying for it as the homeowner. As the homeowner, you will be paying those contractors if you want the work done. You know, and the contractors know they got the tools, the generator. They'll charge you whatever. So I'm seeing I got the apartment complex to the left when I was coming in here. They're raised up between 10 and 12 feet. So potentially for Hurricane Milton and Helene, only the ground floor may have gotten just, if there was a tidal action, they received some tidal action. But this is interesting here. So this is low tide. It's slightly coming in, but this separation of beach here, that is a sandbar that's making its way onto the land here. This beach is huge. Okay, and look at all the seagulls down there. Someone's feeding the seagulls, so they're swarming down there. Probably throw them right up here. Seagulls want that. It must be about 400 seagulls. Someone's flying a kite right over my head. It's nice to look at. In fact, I thought there was two kites. There's just one. All right. I'm gonna see if I can pedal here. Oh no, it's still muddy. Go as close as I can to the waterline. That's usually where there's the least amount of air. No, it's still mud. So I have to go closer to the water. Hello. Beautiful day to fly a kite. It's alright. What'd you say, Sherbert? So this is a little inlet here. So this is the walkway to get into the property. You can see how that walkway, that's the elevation the land was before Milton and Helene. You can see that there's been added here, this beach, at least 2 feet, if not 3 feet over there. That entire dune, that was added from the hurricanes. So this is the level of the beach we're standing on right now. This is what the beach level used to be after, well, Hurricane Ian a little higher, but maybe 2 feet higher. But that beach there is 3+ feet higher. So you see a lot of sand was added here. It looks nice. This is forming a natural break dune that's pretty good. So this is like a little tidal inlet. So for the extreme high tides, this is going to cause Sanibel to bulge out with all this water that's going to be breaking up the tides and it's going to be holding back sand too. So we're on an alluvial plain. The shelling looks fantastic, even at this low tide. I see evidence of angel wings, turbines, little augers, orange shells. They're all over the place. I mean, I could spend a day here. I'm looking down the beach. The beach is huge. I would say they added 50 yards of beach. 50 yards of beach is added. Again, this is low tide, so it may be. You can see the water, the longshore current is heading from south to north. This is still the opposite direction where the tide should be going. And the water is beautiful here. Fort Myers Beach, there's a little bit of seaweed, but Sanibel here, the water is beautifully clear. All right, I'm gonna put up my skate. All right, so I'm looking at the seashells, and they're awesome. There's seashells everywhere. This is an interesting one. This is a, oh wow. This is a clam shell. Okay. It's a full clam. It's living though, but you don't normally find that unless there's a big storm that washes them in, because they're too heavy really to be rolled in on normal surf. The tide is starting to come in, so the waves are bunching up a lot of the seashells. I see a lot of king's crowns, fighting conchs. I'm looking for those big tulips. People are seashelling here, but you know, there's so many seashells here that they could be very choosy. I see there was a really damaged alphabet cone. If it was not damaged, see here's a apple murex. Apple murex. And again, the tide's coming in. This is a shark's eye. This is broken though. This is a broken shark. That's what a shark's eye looks like. It's broken. All right. So yeah, the tide's coming in, and these shells are going to be going to congregate again. And this is a sandbar we're on at low tide. The tide is in. It's very soft. It's a place called Upper Waves. There's a woman with a metal detector on the beach on the other side. I wonder what she had in the bikini straight ahead. I wonder what she's getting. Yeah, we'll have to downshift a little bit because if I was sitting on 23rd here, it just didn't work. Hello. And the seashells are very sharp in this area. It looks like the beach connects again way up there. I'm going to have to I'd like to get over and check out what she's finding, but rarely do you see a woman. Somebody threw all their shells in the gun there. There's a horse conch, a couple tulips. Really impressive. I mean, heart cockle shells would normally be prevalent, but I am seeing them, but I'm seeing more clams. So clams like that, usually you find that back in the canals. Here, you don't find that out in the sea. Now look, see all these seashells? Someone didn't throw this here. This is natural. So you see color in the beach like this? This is a natural accumulation of seashells. And I see all kinds. I mean, it almost looks like somebody with a shell vase just dumped them here. Hello. Looks like you can see shell just around this area. I mean, I see conchs, I see lace murexes, apple murexes, left-handed whelks. Beautiful. I know. Yeah, the tide's coming in a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, nice time to grab these shells if you want to grab them. These are all dead, but beautiful. Like this is a big tulip shell. It's a little broken. It's a little broken. I'm glad I reached what I did. So, but it's big, you know. I mean, the shells are everywhere. I just reach down and pick them up. Like this shell, they're all over the place. I just reach down and pick them up. You know, that's not as good as it would normally be, but for me to pick up a shell, it has to be huge. It has to be like 5 inches big. having a metal detector. They're probably related. The woman with a metal detector and the guy. So I may have to walk my bike. Actually, it looks like about 100 feet ahead. There's a little sand bridge. But the seashells are over here. That's where you look for them. There's a lot of seashells here. Weird, I'm going to puncture my tires. Let's see. Still maybe good headroom. Morning. It's getting really soft. See, a lot of this beach came from Fort Myers Beach, let's see. And it still has a lot of air in it. So it's really soft and hasn't been pounded down enough. It's going to take another week for this sand. Because we're at 0 to 6 inch wave action. There's just not enough wave action to pound the air out of this beach. So we're going to need time to do that. High tide, low tide, we're going to need another week or two to get this air out of the sand. And who knows what's happening offshore? Who knows if there's another barrier island that's being formed out there? I'm looking now. I don't see evidence. Normally you would see a lot of whitecaps. I see some whitecaps out there, and they're persistent in some areas. So there is a sandbar out there about 500 yards offshore. There's a significant sandbar slash shelters for going on up there. All right, so here is interesting. There's another inlet, a double inlet actually. One inlet there, one inlet here. And this is what's causing the beach to be, again, that's the old beach. New beach, feet of sand there. So we're gonna stay over here. There's no real compelling reason to go over there. I also want to videotape people or anything. All right. The interesting thing is that this beach looks like it was bulldozed. This sand mound that I'm on looks like they tried to bulldoze this. But it's Mother Nature. Now this is an inlet here of water coming in. So this, I would think it's coming in. Hold on, let me look at the flow. Oh, it's going, water's coming out. Oh, okay. But that wave is coming in. Yeah, the wave is coming in, but the water's still going out. Interesting. See, it's got reinforcing wave here. So, yeah, okay, so the water is still going out. I need the water to go out so I can get my bicycle across the street. There's a shark's eye. If I can get it before the tide comes in. Oh, it's a big one. I'm going to try to get across right now. Oh, we just made it before the end of the wave. I did get a foot wet though. It's kind of broken now. That side. Alright. I got my foot wet. 1 foot wet, which is not going to make it an enjoyable bicycle ride. That's alright. So far, I don't see any. The shell harbor's really what got hit worst. I mean, this is still pointed south, and Hurricane Milton and Helene came from a south to north trajectory. So, but all the beach here got added to. In this area, I don't know about 50 yards, but at least 20 yards of new beach, at least 20 yards. And 2 to 3 feet in elevation they added to the beach here, which is significant. That the sand has to have come from offshore. So you wonder how the continents are built. That's how it's built, by hurricanes. Hurricanes pull the water from offshore and dump it back on land. That's why there's not total erosion, because the hurricanes, yeah, sometimes the hurricanes come and take sand away, but then if they hug the coast of Florida, they will pile the sand back up on the coast. And then see the seashells, the grass, and all the other microscopic debris that falls from outer space piles up on the continental shelf, and the hurricanes take that and pile it up on land. See, here's another inlet right here. That's for. So But there was a significant outflowing of water after Hurricane Milton. I mean, Hurricane Helene must have as well. Hurricane Helene must have made the small channels. There was berms here on this beach too. And Hurricane Milton and Helene wiped all traces of those silly berms away. So all that money that the city of Sanibel wasted, criminally wasted, the hurricane just took it away, probably in about 10 minutes. They were all gone. Just silly to make berms like that. Charge people hundreds of millions of dollars and it gets wiped out in 10 minutes. It's stupid. I mean, for that much money, they could have built a concrete wall 10 feet high, 3 feet wide, and that would have prevented the water from getting through. It would have been battered. It may have been broken up into several big pieces, but you know what? It would have held its ground. Sand doesn't hold anything. Look at those fortifications the Germans built in Normandy. I forget what year it was, but 1944, most of those fortifications were destroyed. In that same year after the D-Day landings of June 6th, I think it was like a month or a month and a half later, there was some significant channel storms that completely devastated some of those fortifications that Erwin Rommel built. I mean, big chunks of concrete were just snapped in two like twigs. I mean, chunks of concrete that were like 40 feet by 40 feet solid concrete, they were snapped in two. It didn't hurt when the U.S. was pounding it with some of their naval vessels. Hello. People are still getting choosy here. They're picking up just the perfect shed of seashells. I don't blame you. Anyway, we're going to look for a road on land. Let's see what we need to see. There's just a lot of sand. It's a beautiful beach. Not that many people here. The seashells are getting bigger as I go more west. I'm seeing evidence of bigger seashells, which means that there's less people here picking up seashells, or I don't know, something else going on, but there's bigger seashells in this area. I'm starting to see more big pen shells. I'm seeing bigger heart cockles. When I say big, I mean pen shells that are a foot big. But I'm seeing ahead this guy, he's got a little sand scooper, and he's filled it with seashells. He obviously doesn't need to scoop. He can just walk on the beach and pick them up. I'm going to exit right here. Hello. This is one of the nicer restaurants too. The restaurant on Punta Rasa, the one that's elevated up in the air right by the Sanibel Toll Plaza, that one was packed, indicating that for one, it's visited a lot by locals, and for it to be packed like that, they have to be offering some good deals. So I would highly recommend, if you're wanting to eat out, you don't have to go far. It's the restaurant right before the Sanibel Causeway at Punta Rasa there. So this is a golfing green. This is interesting. I should be driving my bicycle across. I didn't leave much of a trail. Alright, we're gonna go this way. Check it out. So the ground floor is here. These are not rooms down here. These are storage areas. So 10 feet would have been right at the top. I'm looking for a high water mark. I don't see one. It looks like the water got right up to the first floor here. That's about 10 feet above mean high tide. So that's interesting. Again, if you're a contractor and you're willing to work remote sites like this, there's lots of jobs for you. So you'll get paid good money. You're talking between $50 to $100 an hour per person. So you can charge someone easy working 10 hours, easy time and a half was 150. So you could charge them 8 plus 3. You can charge $1,100 a day, easy. All right, so we're back on. This is Middle Gulf Drive. So we've done our little beach cruise. So now we know what the beach looks like. I'm gonna put it back up to 23rd gear. Increase the speed up to 12. Oh, see, there's a 4-inch pipe. I could use that. If I had a truck, I'd be picking that up. 4-inch pipe. Here's pickleball. This is the first pickleball that was open on the island. I think this is Shell Harbor guests only. I mean, not Shell Harbor, the Sundial guests only, yeah. It's crowded here. All pickleball. There's no tennis. People don't play tennis anymore. This is wiffle ball with paddles. You know, you can hit it as hard as you want. You can put English on the ball. You're not going to wear out your shoes. You're not going to get injured, really. It's a wiffle ball. With tennis, you need special shoes. You need special strings, special racket. Here, you know, some of these pickleball people are saying, "Oh, you need special shoes. You don't. You don't need a special racket. You can get plain old wiffle balls. You can paint them any color you want. There's really no challenge here. You're playing pong, basically. Pong on a 1 mile. See, a tennis ball could be flying at 80 to 175 miles an hour. These wiffle balls, you can hit it with 80 mile per hour force, but the wiffle ball within 3 feet slows down to 1 mile per hour. That's how it is. You can hit it as hard as you want, a ping pong ball, but these wiffle balls have little holes in them, so they grab that air and slows them down. If it was a solid plastic ball, you hit it at 80 miles an hour, it'll still go 80 miles an hour. But because it has those holes in it, those wiffles, you know, pickleball gave a new meaning to wiffle ball, because wiffle ball was dying. Wiffle ball is baseball, but, you know, baseball on a court, on a field, 1/10 the size. And I'm, you know what? Probably being a betting man, I am. On the left-hand side, I love those condos. They survived everything. There's a couple contractors there, but that's all concrete. First floor is raised almost 15 feet, so no damage. No damage during Hurricane Ian either. That was a nice thing about them. I would highly recommend buying them for a 15-foot storm surge or whatever. If you're going to spend top dollar, you buy those condos, because they're not closed; they're open. So you have you got to factor this now into your purchase for real estate. You know, after hurricanes, your real estate going to be off island for 2 years, while the city government kind of fumbles the ball and steals your money. Hello. So again, a lot of people still throwing out trash. You know, you see a contractor here, a contractor there. There's still work to be done. Signal in. That's down Old Mill Gulf Drive there. There's a lot of older hotels that were put in with bare bones money, and I would suspect most of them are put in with stilts, but most of them are probably only put in with 10-foot stilts. If there was like we had here, a 10 to 12-foot storm surge, that's 2 feet onto the floor with a 3 to 7 foot wave height atop that. That would mean the whole first floor could be wiped out, and the elevator. The second floor, though, you're all right. Although you're gonna smell the first floor, that's for sure. If they don't fix the first floor, you're gonna smell it in the second floor. Even if you have no damage, no water intrusion. A lot of these systems, homes, the air conditioning systems are separate, but there are some elements that are shared, and that causes a problem. So the smell from one unit could migrate to the smell of the unaffected unit. A lot of these places were put in, to keep costs down. Back in the 80s and 90s, it was hard to get contractors here on Sanibel. There was a lot of legal wrangling, a lot of laws and stuff preventing this stuff from happening, so they had to shortcut every which way. So now, there doesn't seem to be that much banning on contractors. It's just a lot of other rules and restrictions. You have to follow code more closely, but it's not as much restriction per se. There is. You got to be a contractor, and they'll drive that home. Which again, I don't think should be the case. If you are a homeowner, you should be able to self-contract any which way you want. So it's just corruption in the city of Sanibel. Okay, so this is part of the Sanibel River, and the water here is high, almost like there's a levee holding the water back. This is abnormally high, this water. So to me, it appears the Sanibel River got cut off from draining. So this is still Hurricane Milton drain water. It hasn't been able to drain off yet. So it's killing whatever, saltwater intrusion here. So whatever freshwater tree was depending on that water, I can see it's killing it. That's salt water. That brown, disgusting looking water will take. It'll stay like that look until the next good rainstorm, maybe December sometime. Maybe never. Which is another reason you need to have your own power on Sanibel. Solar panel raised at least 20 feet high. Your first floor should be minimum 15 feet above ground. 15 feet above mean high tide, maybe 12 feet above ground. Fort Myers Beach, though, I would go for the full 22 feet. Because if you had a 10-foot storm surge with 5 9-foot waves, that's 19. 2 9-foot waves come together, that's 21. So a lot of vegetation was removed on that street. So these are people talking I guess real estate for sale. There's a garbage can in the creek here. I could use that garbage can in my house. The area on the left, that's the old Algiers car ferry. I know we're made an illegal turn here. Yeah. And then to the right of me here, this used to be an airport, Middle Gulf Drive. There used to be power lines, now they're submerged, but there used to be overhead power lines with those red or orange, like, what do you want to call them? Those airplane line indicators, those big buffoons, or baffons, that would indicate to an aircraft that there's power lines. But the one over here is still way too high. So there has to be a dam in the Sanibel River keeping all the water, because it's low tide right now. This water should, for the most part, drained off. Looking at Asa Ubel, and they have their fountain going in the middle of the bridge that was knocked out during Hurricane Ian They didn't rebuild it. So, and it's fenced off. There's just contractors over there. So unfortunately, everyone who lost their money during Ian, well, here's tennis courts. They didn't rebuild these for Hurricane Ian. Here's a tennis court. They didn't rebuild it, but it at least looks like it's in operation. It's a private community there. Yeah, if you're playing tennis, wow, days are numbered. You're gonna have to convert to pickleball, sad as it is, but that's where everyone's playing. I mean, I've been trying to play tennis at Ruttenberg, but every time I go there, there's nobody to play with. I mean, not even noobs. There's old people that want to hit the ball with a ball machine, or they want to play against the wall themselves, or they come like as a work fraternity, and they just want to play. I wouldn't even call it tennis. They just want to hit the ball and act like complete goofballs in the court. And some people actually come to tennis courts to play pickleball. It's hard for me to find anybody to play tennis with. And I play good tennis. I don't want to go there with some noob that can't even return a ball. Someone who can at least return a ball at high speed, take a high speed serve. I haven't been playing tennis now for the last 6 months. It's been sad. But I still bicycle. I love bicycles. And next weekend, there's a good chance if Trump wins this election, I'll be bicycling over in West Palm Beach. If gasoline prices continue falling, I saw $2.82 a gallon. I'm going to pick that up today. I may head over to West Palm Beach for next weekend, next Friday actually. Bicycle down there. But I'm probably going to Fort Myers Beach again for tomorrow's bike ride. I have the rest of the year off on Friday, so I'm utilizing Fridays driving down to Sanibel, which I may go next weekend too. It all depends. I got a lot of work to do at my house though. I can't have all fun and games. I've been working on my other house, getting the pool. The pool's all squared away. Actually, no, I need a cover. I need a cover for the pool pump to keep it out of the sun, and I need the return lost the cover. I think it's at the bottom of the pool. I have to check the pool. Might do that on the way home. Those covers are like $100. So, again, this video's not going to be long. I'm just turning here at Turpin Bay. Check out if there's any activity at Bailey, at the old Bailey's. Probably not. A lot of the vegetation was hauled away here. Sad. Probably the school of Sanibel. That's where the debris repository is. That's what they use the elementary school for here on Sandcap Road. They have that, or they have the Bailey. Hello, the Bailey Center. These people paid the park. Hello. I didn't even check my camera angle. It's pointing kind of low. Alright. There should be free parking. Until Sanibel gets a bonus fee, they should waive all parking fees to get more and more people here on Sanibel. They will pick up seashells, they'll pick up a twig here and there. You add all this extra work for free that's been going on, it will more than get Sanibel back on its feet. The amount of money they would pump into the local economy here, just buying ice cream, t-shirts, suntan and lotion, towels, it would, I'm telling you, it would do the local economy vastly. And that's what businesses need, because they pay taxes. They pay sales taxes and they pay property taxes. And you want as many tourists as possible come over that Sanibel Causeway. I'm looking at the Bailey Reserve, whatever it's called, on both sides of the road. It's not as devastated as the swampland, marshland off of Summerlin at Ponderassa. But that was really devastated. The mangrove was like cut like a bandsaw for miles. 2 feet above mean high tide, gone. Alright, so this is like a little metal bridge here. Yeah, I remember this. So it withstood the hurricane. That's the Sanibel River right there. Bailey track on both both sides of the road. There's a slight smell going on. A little muddy, sulfurish smell. I'm doing research on a chemical right now as part of my chemical. I have so many businesses going on. I got real estate. I got programming I do. Programming is number one right now. Real estate, that's like it's kind of like a distant number two. And I do a lot of pharmaceutical. And I'm studying up on copper citrate. I was cleaning pennies the other day, and it made this bluish liquid because I'm cleaning pennies with lemon juice, concentrated, and it made it bluish liquid. And I cleaned up pennies really well. It only took about 15 minutes of pennies in a solution of pure lemon juice to go from completely like, you know, there's that bluish white corrosion to copper clear. And of course all that blue stuff transferred into the clear lemon juice, became that bluish copper citrate. But it appears copper citrate does one of two things. It appears it stops hair loss. Now, I'm not just making this stuff up. It stops hair loss, and it also causes cataracts to recede. Now, I know it sounds too good to be true, but I'm doing more research on it because it may act as a catalyst, not as a direct cure. So I have to analyze it more. But, you know, your eyes are due to, you have heavy metals in the eyes. I'm thinking copper's a heavy metal. Well, you want that in the eye. But it seems like copper could actually act as a catalyst to help your liver and kidney clear your eyes out. Because I've noticed that since I accidentally brushed my eye with copper citrate when I was on a flight, took a suicidal dive into my eye, I had to wipe it. My eye's been tearing more. So that means that the lichens or whatever they're called there, that get dirty, they cause the eye have a cataract. They're able to start cleaning again. Not that they clean themselves, but when your eyes start watering, you don't have, you know, your eyes doing what it should do, cleaning itself. All right, so this is the Bailey Shopping Center, parking lot at least. Because there was no gate there, I'm able to go this way. I'm not going to stop and get water, so I'm not going to go up to the 5-star grocery or the Rebel gas station. That's what it's called now, but it used to be called 5-star grocery. You can see here, there's a tractor back there. I like it. I wonder if it was wiped out during the hurricane. This is where Bailey's was. See, this is on the right-hand side. This is where the Bailey's General Store was. That's just a pile of weeds. See, I would love to build a casino right here. Again, 15 feet high with an Aldi's on one side. So people can come here and shop, and while the one is shopping, the other one can go gambling and visit the poker lounge 24/7. That would be awesome. I'm telling you. And if I could just donate 1%, they would give me the land for free, and I could give 1% of proceeds to the city of Sanibel. Just skim it right off the top. So 1% of the conversion money, I take a 1% loss right off the top. They convert cash to play dollars. Bingo. I would give that right to the city of Sanibel. I think if I brought in $50 to $100 million a day, I think they would love to get $1 million a day in income. That would go a long way in fixing this out. 7-Eleven across the street is still out of commission. It's been out of commission for the longest while, since they took out their gas pumps, which was the stupidest thing they could have done. I guess they had to do it. They had to shoot themselves in the foot. This gas station, or it was a gas station, now it's called the Grog Shop. You know, it says liquor, but liquor, wine, liquors, yeah, people need that, but it looks like a gas station. And people perceive, they have to have wine bottles out here. They need to do something more. You can't call it a grog shop and it still looks like a gas station. So here's we sell seashells, or the bookstore, that's still vacant. If you want to buy property on Sanibel, unlike 2.5 years ago where it was non-existent, now you have your choice. All these stores are available. Even this store. Even this junky thing that was the cheapest thing on the island 2.5 years ago, now it's probably even cheaper. Most real estate on Sanibel lost half its value. There's like 1/10 the traffic. A lot of these people are just still driving around. They're contractors. They're not really adding to the economy per se. They're still sucking the lifeblood out of the economy, but they're getting the economy back to where it needs to be to reopen. So CVS, there's quite a few cars in front of CVS. So that CVS is picking up some of the slack that Bailey's had. I guess they have some. They're building a new bicycle path on that side of the road. That's interesting. Not that they need it, they don't. This bicycle rental place right here is doing pretty good. And the winds, that sign back there is knocked down. If I was them, I would fix it. I mean, come on, how long does it take to fix the sign? Do it at night when the city's not watching. Friday. Again, it's a different perspective. Coming here on Saturday or Sunday, there's a different type of people. We're mostly bumping into the retirees and the people who work contractors. There's no one really else, unless you're vacationing on Sanibel for a full week. There's no one really else here on the island. Even the weekenders won't come here till tonight. And the people that are vacationing here for a week, their week's going to be over Saturday, so they're trying to make the most of it today. So they probably will not be out eating tonight. The weekenders who come over, they'll be out tonight, but not the people who paid for a week. They want to enjoy the beach as long and eat whatever food stored in their refrigerator. They probably will not be eating out. Sanibel Community Park. This is one of 2 free parking spots on the right-hand side we just passed, where you can park for free on Sanibel. The other one is the Bailey's track ahead, which is ridiculous. They should have free parking on the beach. Sounds like a great idea, charging people to park, but you know what? That scares away. If one person parks, 20 people do not park. If they just make more free parking, people would stay longer on the island, and they would indulge the economy more. The people that have to pay for parking, they're not enjoying the beach. They're wondering about if they're going to get a parking ticket or not, and they're saving that money that they would have. They're saving that money that they would have spent shopping. They don't want to spend it because they're fearful that they're going to get a ticket a month from now from the city of Sanibel, communists, and they're going to try to ruin their vacation memories. So they don't want to spend money here on the island. So again, it's just the city causing all the problems. They need to disband the city because they're doing nothing to help the citizens, nothing to help the businesses here. Absolutely nothing. They're actually hindering and causing businesses to go out of business. And they're jacking up people's taxes for no reason, and they can't afford it. You're at a point right now where real estate values are so high on Sanibel that you have to rent out your condo to pay the taxes. There's absolutely no way you could survive unless you're a billionaire on Sanibel. I mean, you can't. You're paying so much in taxes and renovations, upkeep to keep your property. I'm not talking about hurricanes. I'm talking about just day to day, week to week. You got to pay so much. I mean, if you live on the island and you can clean house all day long, because that's what it's going to take, because renters destroy a house, you're going to need to, be pretty handy. You're going to save that. And the house cleaners here charge a lot per day. Oh, thank you. Hello. Why are people walking bikes? I don't understand it. So again, there's a lot of vegetation on the right-hand side that was removed. And it's looking pretty ugly. Excuse me, left-hand side. Because there used to be looks like they dug a new drain system here. But it's all, the grass died, saltwater intrusion. It looks like Cheeseburger is open. There's a handful of people in there. The 4-star real estate office, that's completely gone. I always wanted to buy that property, but I'm glad because Hurricane Ian kind of like destroyed it, and then Milton and Helene finished it off. But that was one of the premier real estate offices between 1980 and 1985. That 4-star real estate. That was before Remax, before Royal Shell Realty, before Berkshire Hathaway, before any of those. Remax, 4-star Realty, and they did the lion's share of the transactions here on the island. I always wanted to be with them. I should have back then. And here's a tennis court. It hasn't been played on, I can tell, because the net is in complete disarray. It's still there. The tennis court is still there. But no one's playing tennis anymore. There's some tennis courts over there. It's a double wide. It's got a basketball court on one of the courts. The nets are up. The net is old with like green algae stains on it, but the courts themselves still look okay. So technically you could still play, although it'd be nice to wash the tennis nets from time to time. I mean, you can take the tennis nets down, put them in a commercial washing machine for about 45 minutes with bleach, take them out, and it'll look nice. But they're nylon. Passing one of the biggest churches here on the island. They always have Mass Saturday and Sunday. They were the first to rebuild themselves after Hurricane Ian too. They're not completely rebuilt, but they're rebuilt enough that they can hold Mass, and that's since they're the last church standing here in Sanibel Captiva. There used to be one on Captiva that was washed away. There was one down by the lighthouse that's gone. So Jerry's, there's about 30 cars. Most of them are parked underneath the overhang. So here's Bank of the Islands. So Jerry's is open, Bank of the Islands is open. It's being Friday. Bank of the Islands is owned by Edison National Bank. Some real estate offices here that are open. Anchor Point, whatever that is. There's a couple of places open. Part of the island, they put a new driveway in. We're still not done, but leveled, whatever that was. Island Pizza says they're open. I'm not sure that is. There's people sitting outside. It says open lunch and dinner. I guess it's not lunch yet. So this Seashell Sea Shop looks like they have everything outside, so obviously working on the inside. VIP Realty, they have a 2-inch standing seam Galvalume roof. I don't like Galvalume, but it was better than the tile roof that was there beforehand. And that's pretty sad, because when you spend $60,000 on a tile roof, and then 5 years later you have to rip it off and put another roof on. That's at least another $100,000. That's sad. And they put that $50,000 roof down when roof prices were really low. Like this building on the left-hand side, this McTee's, it's sad. This is all just right here. That old bookshop, I wanted to buy that. Again, there's lots of real estate here available. So this Schwamberger's hot dog stand, that used to do good business. Just sitting idle there. Billy's bicycles, it looks like they're up and running, but they're not renting as many bikes as the other bike place. The 7-Eleven's open. Oh, thank you, Mike. BCA and Sanibel Animal Hospital. That's actually a good business idea because you need a hospital. The animals got traumatized, or you need a place to drop the animals off for a hurricane. Yeah, Billy bicycles. They look like they're in full gear, but I don't see people renting. This being the end of the week, people are going to be returning their bicycles. So, but you know what? It doesn't cost that much to have a bicycle rental. And if you make even just $20 a day on a bike, you could probably cover your overhead. Even if you have to fix leaking tires, you can cover your overhead in just like 3 or 4 bike rentals a day. Not much. Now across the street there was an old Sanibel antique store. That's boarded up. Obviously the stuff inside is destroyed. I was eyeing that property about 15 years ago when it was $100,000. Now of course it's probably $1 million for it. You're not going to get much for it. Even with that cheap aluminum roof on it, you're only going to get maybe at best $100,000 now. Again, real estate prices are down big time, and taxes are up big time. So even if you pay $100,000, the city of Sanibel is still going to try to gruel 5 to 10% out of you. They're going to charge you $10,000 a year in tax. So if you buy for $100,000, you're going to get screwed. And even if you prove to them it was a legitimate transfer, they will still bark at you, they'll spit at you, and then they'll say they're going to sue you if you don't pay the $10,000 a year every year. They'll say, oh, you got it for a steal, but next year our appraisers say it's worth $100 million. You're like, what? Your appraisers are on dope. And you look at them, and the appraisers are laughing, and they are on dope. It's sad, but that's the city's for you. They're all criminal. But unfortunately, there's no oversight. There should be, the people should have oversight on, because governments are all corrupt, and the oversight detects any malfeasance in the government should be immediately dissolved. So that would cure all these bad states, all these bad actors in like California and New York, all this blatant corruption that's going on in the federal government. That would solve all that. And if they were immediately furloughed, fired, or even imprisoned, they wouldn't cause you problems anymore. Anyway, that's my thought of the matter. I think that would help out big time. Well, we're just passing by the Sanibel Bailey tract, or the Bailey, whatever we called it, the Bailey Plantation, which is like one of the first permanent residents on Sanibel, on the right-hand side. That's another area where you can park for free. Although I don't know why you would want to park there. You're in the middle of nowhere. That's like the Edison home. I don't know why people want to go there anymore. I mean, it was devastated by so many hurricanes. All the planted life there, they planted after, it no longer has any resemblance to what Edison left it as. It's just been wiped out many times. This old Anchor Inn's for sale. It's a good piece of real estate to own. But again, it's ground level, so you have to think, buy it for a severe discount, and then you're going to have to raise each dwelling at least 12, 15 feet above the ground to be 15 feet above mean high tide. We just passed the old Jacaranda, and then this used to be Scotty's right here. And there was Scotty's Thirst Aid Station. That was awesome. From mid-70s to mid-80s, when you were a bicyclist on the bicycle path here, you would always stop and get a drink, and it was just awesome cold water. And Hucksters has always been here since the late 70s. We also had the Beehive, but they went out of business somewhere between 85 to 89. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep it going until we get to the causeway. I'm going to shut it off there. Like these buildings here on the right-hand side, this trademark or whatever, they're raised high enough they hit no damage. So that's good. And if you're a business, a real estate business especially, you don't want damage to your real estate office. You want to be able to turnkey, come back on the island after a hurricane, and you want to be able to help people buy and sell real estate immediately. You don't want to have to contend with the office being down for whatever reason. Like this building here, it's just not high enough. It may have survived Hurricane Helene, but Milton, it may have, but you want additional 3 more feet in elevation. Okay, Dairy Queen is closed for sale. Sanibel Captiva Community Bank have a loan, I guess, on it. No one's going to buy that. The amount of damage in that building, the amount of new code, you got to bring up the code. All the electrical has been destroyed. Has to be knocked down. This Curio Cottage, I really wanted that. But now that I know, it would have been flooded twice, and I didn't buy it. Norris Furniture, the same thing. I mean, that thing was John Wood. This is amazing here because he had to clean this thing up many times. But he got a nice piece of property, but what's that? He could have waited till after a hurricane and got that for less than half the value. Like this gasoline station sitting idle here for sale. You can pick up this probably cheap. I would love to, but alright, so we got I should have went that way a little bit. Oh well. This way. I could have gone that way and taken the little trail by Beach Road that connected onto Causeway Boulevard. Just a lot of contractors working on the island. This isn't tourists. These people are working to get the island back up and running. Some of them are contributing to the island. Some of them are eating on the island. Most of them bring their own food and drink. And they're, the places that are benefiting would be Circle K, 7-Eleven, Walmart. Those are the people that are going to benefit. When they have to stop for gas, they buy their food at the same time. Oh, thank you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Sanibel again, November 1st, 2024. Got the election less than 3 days away. Well, 4 days away, actually. Less than 4 days. And, I don't know if I'm going to come back here next Friday. I think I'm going to go to West Palm. Check that out, if Trump wins. And I want to see the fanfare on Route 80 and A1A and Route 1. I want to see how many fans come out to congratulate him. It's gonna be wild. In Florida, he'll win by a landslide, that's for sure. He'll get 90% of the vote here. Sanibel Chamber of Commerce. It's Gateway Realty. at to see if Gateway really wants to sell me or rent me half their office. Yeah, most of the grass here is turning brown, saltwater intrusion. You won't have to cut these lawns. You won't have to cut them that often. They're dead. They won't grow again until next rainy season next year. They're gonna stay brown like this. That's why putting that topsoil on the Causeway Island, you're just gonna have to water it. This is dry season. It's dead. It's gonna die. It's gonna die unless you water that daily. See, a lot of the grass is still green here. It's got dew because it's in shade, so the dew settles on it at night. And especially if the grass is still long, it has more surface area for dew to see. Look, they blocked off that route over there, so I can't go there anyway. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.